Hello YouTube, today we have a new character joining us in Solo Leveling Arise called Yoo Soohyun, so how about we go check her out. Okay, so the new hunter coming to Solo Leveling Arise, Yoo Soohyun. She's the cousin to Yoo Soohyun. They don't really look alike, but according to the story they're cousins. She's going to be, if you haven't really seen the story behind the anime, then this is a spoiler, but she's going to be the third member required for the creation of the Ajin Guild. She's really important for the characters creating, the main character creating the guilds, but apart from that she barely shows up, so that's the only connection we have with her on the story. They updated the game with some more story about her, so if you're interested you can go check out the Hunter archives to learn more about her. So let's talk about Yoo Soohyun's skills and artifacts and what you want to use her and how she performs. First, her skills. Her basic attack, Model Markswoman, is just skills on attack, just a 3-stage attack like every other character. Now her core. Perfect shot. Soohyun rotates her firearm, gathers magical energy and fires a powerful shot. It's a really strong core attack, so you're probably going to be using her core attack a lot, just from the numbers alone, but let's see if her kit wants more core damage or not. Her first basic skill, trick shot. She jumps backwards and fires a bullet in front of her, dealing a decent amount of damage, and she deals fire damage, so she's a fire character, as you can see from the attribute on her name. Her second basic skill, kill shot. Now this is the most important skill in her entire kit, at least basic skill and overall importance. I think this is going to be a really important skill. Why? First, she deals a ton of damage, 1800% of the user's attack, deals fire damage when its skill inflicts airborne, and always deals fire elemental damage as if it's the target's weakness regardless of the target's element. And this is really huge, because she's the first hunter that doesn't require you to go against the specific element. You can use her in every single stage. There's no reason to not bring her if you like her, because she's going to always apply fire weakness with her skill. So you're going to want to use the skill as much as you can, because it's going to be the skill that will deal most damage overall, because you're always going to deal fire weakness to your opponent. And next up we have her special skill, the one she uses when supporting Sung Jin-Woo. She deals a decent amount of damage, deals fire elemental damage, and it grants the spotlight effect to Sung Jin-Woo. What's the spotlight effect? Increases defense penetration by 16%, that's huge. If you use Sung Jin-Woo's Shadow Step and with the Spotlight effect, you're going to have 76%, I believe. With this amount of defense penetration, it's 60 from Shadow Step and 16 from her effect, you almost have 76% defense penetration. So if you can manage to gather around 10% or more from artifacts, plus using Choi Jong-hoon if you have as the other hunter in your party as Sung Jin-Woo, you can basically ignore the entire defense of your target opponent when you use your Shadow Step. It's a really good support skill for Sung Jin-Woo, so she's a good support for Sung Jin-Woo overall, and if you're going against a fire stage, she's going to be really important for that. Her intro skill, or the skill she uses when you switch to her, it's just a good amount of damage and inflicts knockdown on target. A simple skill like most hunters have. Her ultimate, she deploys magic firearms and releases it all at once. 3500 of the user's attack and deals fire elemental damage. Nothing really special, just a big chunk of damage. Now for her passive. When the user uses Trick Shot or Firing Swarm, so let's see, Trick Shot is her first basic skill, and Firing Swarm is her intro skill or kitty skill. It grants them the Spotlight effect, so it's just like when you give Sung Jin-Woo, you get Spotlight effect by using your first basic skill and your intro skill, and increase your defense penetration by 24%, and increase the user's damage increase stat equal to 24% of the user's defense penetration. the more defense penetration you have, the more damage she's going to do overall. So from the looks of it, you want to increase your defense penetration stat as much as you can, so you can have the most damage possible from as her passive. And when users uses Firing Swarm or Zeroed In Blast, Firing Swarm is the skill she uses when she enters the intro skill, and Zeroed In Blast is her ultimate. It grants them the Magic Firearm effect, so when you enter you get Spotlight and Magic Firearm, and when you use Trick Shot, the first basic skill, you get Spotlight. When you use Zeroed In Blast, which is your ultimate, you get Magic Firearm. Magic Firearm appears around Soohyun, which deal damage equal to 40% of her attack. When these attacks hit, they inflict Magic Reaction effect. So when you use your ultimate or you enter the battle, you get a mini robot around you. They inflict the magic reaction effect on the opponent. The magic reaction is increased fire damage taken by 1%, stacking up to 20 times. So basically when you use her ultimate and when you enters the field with her through the Kitty skill, she's going to create the mini robots that attack, and when they attack 20 times, they're going to increase the damage from fire damage by up to 20%, which is really good. So that's it for her skills. So she seems to be going to deal tons of damage, and most importantly, she can inflict fire damage on weakness. In quotes, her skill deals always fire damage, her second basic skill. Doesn't matter the attribute the opponent has, and it's treated as a weakness attribute. It's always going to deal the damage as if the target is weak to fire. And apart from that, she also has a lot of defense penetration built into her kit, which also increases a lot of her damage by the fact that you have defense penetration, so she's going to want to have as much defense penetration as you can possibly gather from your substats. And I don't think it's better to have defense penetration main stat on the boots, but I'll test it out, and if I see it's better, I'll make a video on it. But let's see about her artifacts. For artifacts, you will want the Curse artifact set. Right now it's the only level 73 and above set we have for damage besides the break set, but since she doesn't break, the curse set is going to be the strongest set for her. At the first set effect, increases your damage by 20%, but at 8th set effect it increases by 50%. She's going to deal a massive amount of damage with this set, and because it's level 73, it's going to be the best set stats wise. But if we get new levels for the instance dungeon and core dungeons that increase the level of the old artifacts to match the new ones in terms of stats, then I would say her best sets would be either the curse set or toughness set because of crit rate, crit damage, but most importantly the armed set because it increases your attack by 5%, but it also ignores 50% of the target's defense. And since you have so much defense penetration inbuilt in your kit, with this 15% you can pretty much get to almost 100% defense penetration from the set plus the bonus effect she has, and if you get good defense penetration stats on your skills, in your sets. Artifacts. Of course, apart from that, you can use the Destroyer set for the ultimate and the Solid Foundation for core damage, but it's not really important. She deals good amounts of damage with her core, but it's not the main focus, so it's not really important. One hit kill for that ultimate damage, but again, not really important. She deals a good amount of damage, but I would say the skill is going to deal as much as the ultimate. Obviously not the same damage as an ultimate does, but it's still really high, and it also deals damage according to ignoring the defense, the attribute, so you will always deal a weakness attribute with her skill, so it's probably the best skill you want to use and focus on. So ultimate based sets are not important for her as much as increasing her damage overall for her skill. Now for accessories, again the best one is the curse accessory for the 8th set effect, but apart from that I would say the expert set is the best overall because of the power of destruction mode that increases has a lot of time to clear, so you get a ton of damage from this, and it's going to stack your attack as much as possible. But apart from that, and most stages you want to be fast, so you might not stack this effect a lot. So the other set you could use would be Champion on the Field. It increases your attack by 5% for 4 seconds when you crit, and if you have the 4 set effect, increases to 20% instead of 5%. So it's 20% bonus attack for 4 seconds, and you basically have this up all the time. So it's really just a matter of if you care about uptime or if you care more about max damage potential. Because this expert set will give you more attack eventually, but it stacks slower in the beginning, so if you're not going to stay on the field for a long time, then the expert set is not the best one, and champion on the field will be better for that. For stats, main stat for the helmet will be attack percent, for the ring attack percent as well, with fire damage on the bracelet. For the boots, there's two choices. I would still think critical hit damage is the best stat overall, because it will increase her overall damage by a lot. But there might be a case where defense penetration might be better on her, because of the fact that the more defense penetration you have, the more damage increase you will get from her passive. It might be better. Defense penetration could be a good option for her, so if you have really low, really bad or you don't have any critical hit damage boots, you could opt to go for defense penetration boots until you get a good critical hit damage boot, and you shouldn't lose that much in damage. But I still think critical hit damage should be better on her. For substats, like everything else, you want attack percent, additional attack. Most importantly, you want as much defense penetration as possible in substats. In substats you really want defense penetration, because the more defense penetration you have, the more damage increase you'll have overall because of the passive. When you enter with her, she is going to get this damage increase stat. The actual stat on your page will increase by the amount of defense penetration you have when you switch to her or you use her first skill. That means you want as much defense penetration as you want from substats, even though as main stat shouldn't be worth it. Again, damage increase is always good, but in this case, if you have defense penetration, you could give up on damage increase, because you will eventually get damage increase from defense penetration anyway. And that's it for her skills and stats. As you can see, I have 50% crit rate, which is always what you want to achieve. I have 178% crit damage. The more you can get, the better. And I am currently with 12% defense penetration from substats. As you can see, I barely have damage increase, but once I'm in battle, my damage increase stat, this number right here, should increase by a ton. I don't really need to care about damage increase from this. And that will be it for Yoo Soohyun's build. And for teams, she deals a ton of damage, but you can use her with either. I probably want her with Min Byung-gu because of the ultimate skill and the crit rate and crit damage bonus he gives. But you can also use her with Maylin Fisher, because she gives basically almost every stat possible to you with her buffs. And a breaker, if you have the new break set on any breaker, you can use one. You want to use one breaker as well for the crit rate bonus and crit damage bonus. So Seo-ji-hoo, Emma Laurent, or Baek-hyun-ho, the ones you have, or even SRs if you don't have the SSR versions of the breakers, just for the set that increase your crit rate. And yeah, that will be it for the Yoo Soohyun's guide. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!